Records show that Shari Franke, the oldest daughter of Ruby Franke, did in fact call police on her mother, and it turns out Ruby Franke has been on the police radar for over a year. According to police records, police have visited the Franke home at least 15 times in the last 4 years. Police had Child and Family Services with them on at least 5 of those visits. On one call, they were there to investigate young children apparently being left alone at the home for days at a time. On another call they received, it was because there were kids apparently running around in the street. DCF received the call in April of 2022 saying that there were 2 unsupervised children running around in the streets. Police apparently did a drive through the neighborhood and didn't see anything. Records show that it was actually Shari Franke who contacted police in September of 2022. Apparently, she was concerned that her sisters and brothers were being left at home for extended periods of time. Shari informed police that it was a neighbor who had gotten in touch with her, and apparently Ruby Franke hadn't been home for about 5 days and that she was at Jody Hildebrand's home. After receiving the report from Shari Franke, the police went to the home to do a welfare check. They could see the kids through the window, and when they knocked on the door, the kids panicked, apparently, and ran upstairs and wouldn't answer. The police, I guess, were there to make sure that they were safe and that they had enough food to last them for the days they were going to be alone. It was also noted in the report that neighbors became extremely interested when the police arrived and they started to come out and talk to the police. They said they were extremely concerned because the 2 youngest children, which would be Russell and Eve, were being homeschooled while the older children were going to school. So their main concern was that the 2 youngest children, 10 and 12, were being left home alone all day with no cell phone and apparently no landline if any emergencies happened. The neighbors also shared at this time that they had surveillance cameras on their own property that could prove that Ruby Franke hadn't been home for days.